Kirby's Tooth Fairy Tales. Chapter 1. Kirby's Tooth. Once upon a time, there was a chimp named Kirby who lost his first tooth. It was a healthy baby tooth whose time had come to leave the mouth. Even though he had lost a tooth, Kirby was happy. He knew that he had taken excellent care of his teeth and that it was normal for his baby teeth to come out. He was also very excited because he had heard the legend of the Tooth Fairy. And if it was true, he could expect a visit and a gift from the Tooth Fairy that very night. Kirby gently placed his tooth under his pillow and carefully got into bed. He tossed and turned as he wondered what gift the Tooth Fairy might bring. He had hoped to stay awake long enough to actually see the Tooth Fairy. He didn't know that the Tooth Fairy only visits after children are asleep. Finally, Kirby fell sound asleep. As he slept, a warm sprinkle of light filled the space next to Kirby's bed. The Tooth Fairy placed a special gift under Kirby's pillow and then vanished as quickly as she had come. Kirby began to dream about everything he'd learned about keeping his teeth healthy, the many lessons of preventive dental care. Chapter 2. A Healthy Diet. Kirby loved desserts, and he had taught his entire family that it was best to eat sugary foods during the family mealtime. Unfortunately, he had less success in teaching them to keep the size of their bites small and dainty. After meals, he hurried to the bathroom to brush his teeth. Kirby also loved candy. He dreamed of having all the candy he could ever want. But he knew that a balanced diet and healthier snacks were the keys to avoiding cavities. He had learned to especially avoid sticky candies, such as caramels, that could stick to his teeth and give him cavities. Kirby also liked to watch TV and eat snacks with his friends. But he had learned to avoid constant snacking, especially the sipping of sugary drinks such as soft drinks and fruit juice. Chapter 3. The Kirby Technique for Cool Brushing. As Kirby's dreams continued, he remembered all the mistakes he made when he first started to learn to brush his teeth. His dental hygienist had said, "Move your toothbrush back and forth, not your head, and don't worry if your ears flop a little. Vibrate the brush and move it in short back and forth strokes, and in small circular motions, not those giant back and forth strokes. Try a lot of different angles of brushing. But this is the one that works the best. Don't use the biggest toothbrush you can find. Use the right size brush with soft bristles. Use a toothpaste with fluoride and carefully place it on your brush. Brush in the bathroom in front of a mirror, not upside down. Move an electric toothbrush gently around your mouth. Don't bite on it and never take it apart." Kirby learned his lessons well. In fact, his techniques became legendary. The Kirby technique of cool brushing was an international success. As Kirby talked to people, he would explain, "You start with the insides of the upper teeth. Then go to the insides of the lower teeth. then the outsides of the upper teeth, and the lower teeth. Don't forget the chewing surfaces of the upper teeth and the lower teeth, and tilt the brush to brush the backs of your upper and lower front teeth. End by brushing the roof of your mouth and gently brush your tongue. Kirby traveled far and wide, teaching children the amazing Kirby technique of cool brushing. Chapter 4. Flossing is a big deal. Kirby had heard flossing was important. He'd heard it was a big deal. He started flossing every day with very big floss. He soon learned that really big floss was a lot like brushing. It just couldn't get the plaque out from between his teeth. Kirby got very excited when he found smaller floss that worked better. Kirby really liked dental floss. It tasted good and was only a little tricky to handle. As he continued to practice, his flossing kept getting better and better. He soon perfected his flossing technique by using about 18 inches, winding it around the middle fingers of his hands, and then carefully pinching the floss between his thumb and first finger, leaving about an inch to work with. He learned to carefully pull the floss in a C shape around each tooth, and then clean the sides of the tooth using an up and down motion. He found it best to occasionally wind the floss to a fresh section, and then he would work his way around his mouth, cleaning both sides of every tooth. Kirby liked to floss. It wasn't hard to learn, and it removed the rest of the plaque between his teeth, where the toothbrush bristles just couldn't reach. Chapter 5. Kirby visits the dentist. Kirby's parents took him to the dentist twice a year because they knew that regular dental checkups were an important part of a preventive dental program. He remembered several small mistakes that anyone might make at the dental office. A patient bib is to protect your clothes, not to eat. Oh, how embarrassing. The X-ray machine takes special pictures of your teeth. However, it doesn't taste very good. That tooth cleaning thing, well, it looked like it might be good to eat too. Protective glasses take a little bit of practice, but pretty soon they'll stay on by themselves. And then you'll look cool too. Kirby found out that it was fun to visit the dentist. He liked having the dentist check his teeth, gums, tongue, and all the rest too. He enjoyed having his teeth cleaned. The dental handpiece was a little noisy, but he didn't mind a little noise. He had learned that by having regular checkups, x-rays and cleanings, that he could avoid a lot of dental problems and keep his mouth healthy. Chapter 6. Kirby learns about fluoride. Kirby asked his dentist about fluoride. He knew it was in the water he drank and in the toothpaste he used. He also knew that fluoride joined with the outer surface layer of his teeth, called the enamel, and that made his teeth harder and more resistant to cavities. Usually, after having his teeth cleaned, Kirby's hygienist or assistant would place fluoride, which sometimes is foamy and sometimes is a gel, into a special tray. Then, after holding them in his mouth for several minutes, out they came. Other times, The fluoride was just painted on Kirby's teeth with a Q-tip. Either way, Kirby liked fluoride treatments at the dentist, and that helped him keep a terrific-looking smile. Chapter 7. Kirby takes the seal out of sealants. Kirby always wondered what seals had to do with sealants. He had always wanted to meet a seal and see if he could teach one to brush its teeth. But that's another story. At the dental office, he learned that back teeth have deep grooves and pits that are very hard to keep free of plaque. Dental sealants are a white or clear plastic material that is painted in the grooves on these biting surfaces of the back teeth. Kirby learned that the first step in having a sealant is carefully cleaning and drying the tooth. A special conditioning material is put on the tooth, and then the sealant material is brushed into the grooves. Some kinds of sealants harden on their own, while others harden when exposed to a special light. Dental sealants fill in and cover the deep grooves and pits in the back teeth. This helps keep plaque out of the grooves, makes your teeth easier to keep clean, and helps prevent cavities from getting started. Kirby had learned that there wasn't that kind of seal in sealants. Chapter 8. Disclosing Tablets. One of Kirby's secret weapons in his fight against plaque and cavities is disclosing tablets. He learned that the main cause of cavities and gum disease is the buildup of plaque. Plaque is that sticky film of food and germs that forms constantly on your teeth. It's hard to see plaque, but look how well it shows up after it is stained by the red dye in a disclosing tablet. Every time you eat, the plaque on your teeth makes acid. This acid can eventually make a hole in your tooth and give you a cavity. Disclosing tablets are a great way to check for plaque on your teeth. After brushing and flossing, Kirby would chew a disclosing tablet. Look at it. Chew it. And chew it some more. Look at it. Chew it. Just chew it, Kirby. Swish it around his mouth and then rinse with water. He then used a small dental mirror to check for red on his teeth, especially near the gum line. After rebrushing and flossing these areas that still had plaque, he knew that he had completely removed all of the plaque from his teeth. Chapter 9. Mouth Guards. Kirby's dreams turned to sports. He loved to play football. He dreamed of screaming fans and long touchdown runs. But he also knew the importance of wearing a mouth guard. A mouth guard covers and protects his teeth and jaw and helps protect them from damage. Kirby had learned that there were many different kinds of mouth guards. He'd gotten some great advice on the proper mouth guard at his dental office. Now Kirby knew winners wear mouth guards. Chapter 10. The next morning. Finally, Kirby awoke from his dreaming. It was morning. He checked under his pillow and found the perfect surprise. As Kirby jumped for joy, he remembered all the important preventive dental techniques that had helped keep his tooth healthy and free of cavities. He knew that it was normal to lose baby teeth, but by taking proper care of them, they would stay in place as long as possible. He also knew that when he got his permanent teeth, he would never have to have cavities or gum disease. Kirby looked forward to the Tooth Fairy's next visit, and he lived happily ever after. May you follow Kirby's example and have strong and healthy teeth.